Hello, your favorite attorney, John MacDonald. Parents, do you have a plan for how your assets will be distributed after you're gone? Perhaps you want your youngest child to turn 30 before the money you left them is distributed. Or perhaps you want your eldest child to use the money to fund their education. If you're relying on a will to dictate these types of terms, you need to rethink your plan. Most people think a will is enough to ensure that their wishes are met after they pass. But the reality is that while wills can be useful, they aren't a good vehicle for gifts that come with terms and conditions. A will can express your wishes for after you're deceased, but a will isn't active until after you're deceased. Once probate is over, your assets in your will are distributed, and the gift you leave is awarded based on the circumstances at the time of death, not what happens in the future. For example, you could dictate in your will that if your child is in college at your death or has already graduated, they will inherit a certain amount of money. But you can't easily dictate that they do something later in life to get access to that money. That can be a huge problem. You'll have no control over what happens. Every parent wants to know that the wishes for their kids' inheritances and the terms and conditions they set for them are met. So you're wondering, what can you do to ensure that happens? The answer is simple: a trust. Trusts are perfect vehicles for inheritance. You choose the terms, you set the conditions, you dictate who gets what. That means you make the rules. It's easy to use a trust when you want to leave money or assets to your kids with strings attached. With a will, your assets are dispersed after probate. With a trust, the trustee, who is in charge of the trust assets, will decide whether or not to release the funds based on the trust document and the beneficiary's behavior. Let's say you want your kids to meet certain milestones, like reaching a certain age, before getting access to the money you left them. You set the milestones. Maybe you want them to receive a portion of the money at certain times, perhaps every year or every 10 years. Or maybe you want to reward your child for pursuing a higher education. You can leave the money in a trust and set a conditional release of the money. All it takes is a trust document that states you leave the money to your child, provided they meet the milestones or conditions you have outlined in your trust document. If they do, the trustee will give out the money when the milestone or condition is reached. This puts you in control, and it does all of this while shielding your loved ones from the high cost of estate taxes. A will can't do any of these things, but it can put your assets, your wishes, and your loved ones' inheritances at risk. I believe you should take control of your wealth, and I'm here to help. Book a peace of mind planning session with me today, and we will design a plan that you can be proud of. Thank you, and have a blessed day.